Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a puzzle with a cave element, I think, today by Scruffermudder called Unique Islands of Nine. Although, I mean, I say a cave element, it's clearly set in the ocean. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Don't forget to check out our Patreon site where every month there's a new Sudoku hunt on the 1st of the month and a prize by the 20th, if you get it in by the 20th, I mean. Also, of course, there are all the past Sudoku hunts, lots of other material that we put up there, free packs like the Duality pack, which was free in October, and all sorts of other things going on, crosswords and connections videos amongst them. Now, of course, there are also our apps, which do feature line Sudoku and many others. I don't think we've really got a line puzzle today, but we'll find out. But there are many brilliant puzzles in those apps, and just download one of them and try it and you will realize the quality that's going on there. Handcrafted puzzles, they are brilliant. We've also, of course, got our merchandise like this wonderful Cracking the Cryptic mug and Sven's Sudoku pad on the links under the video. But the first link is to Scruffermudder's Unique Islands of Nine, and the rules are these. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we're going to put 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. We have to divide the grid into an ocean and islands of one or more orthogonally connected cells, such that each island contains a set of digits summing to 9. Digits may repeat on an island, but each island must contain a unique set of digits. Islands mustn't touch each other even diagonally except at cells joined by a line, and each line marks a bridge between two islands. All cells that aren't part of an island are in the ocean, which must be a contiguous and continuous region of orthogonally connected cells that never completely fills a 2x2 area. A digit in a circle counts the number of its cells in its own region, whether that's an island or the ocean, seen in its row and column combined, including itself, where cells in other regions block vision and are not seen. So I'm just going to randomly fill in bits of rows 1 and 9. So if this was an ocean being blue, unsurprisingly, this digit would be a 5 because that's the number of digits seen before it's blocked off in the column and row. The number of blue digits seen, basically. That's what it means. So those are the rules. They're not that complicated if you've seen cave before. This bridge thing is new. I like bridge, so we'll see if that suits. Let's give it a try. Let's get cracking. So, well, I mean, we can start presumably by using the bridges. They're connecting islands. So all of these cells are orange, and we can go beyond that in a moment. Orange is my sort of sand-based island color. The cells that are separating those islands from each other are the other two in these 2x2s, and they must all be ocean. And we're firing now. Look at that. We've got 20 cells coloured instantly just from the rules. Now we have to do some thinking. Now, I was going to say this couldn't be ocean because that would separate. Okay. It couldn't be. What I was thinking was these couldn't be the same regions of 9. But actually, they could both have a 9 in. However, they would be two islands that would need to be joined by a bridge, and they're not if that was blue. So that is definitely orange. And now we've got a significantly large island, given that these islands add up to 9. And this digit is in a circle. It sees at least 4. Right. I don't think we could make this a 6, even though it could see 6 orange cells just. Yeah, you can't have 4 cells in an island in the same column or region or row in this puzzle, because they would have to be at least 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I don't even think this can be orange, because you'd have to have a minimum 1, 2 there and there, a minimum 1, 2 there and there. That would be 6, plus the minimum 4, which would actually be a 5 here, is 10. That's definitely blue. This is now definitely 4. This is in the same region. Oh yes, I just explained you couldn't have 4 orange in a region, and I'm now actually applying that. That's blue. This can't be an island, or we'd have a bridge, so that's blue. Now, these digits in the circles, let's not forget them. I'm going to go back and look at that total in a moment. But these digits in the circles are going to see the same number of cells in their row. However we fill those, these two are seeing the same number in the row. Therefore, to have different digits in, they've got to see a different number of blue cells up here. So one of those is orange and one is blue. The digits here are consecutive. Like in the one that sees an orange cell here, it's one less than the one that sees a blue cell. And they're at least 4 and 5, and they're not 4 and 5 because of Sudoku now. So they're either 5 and 6 or 6 and 7, and they definitely include a 6 because of the degree to which blue can extend to the left. So blue must extend to that cell. And there's a 2 by 2 forming, so that's orange. This can't be blue, or there'd be an island connection. Yeah, that can't be the same island. That would be much too big. Sorry, it can't be blue. So in fact, this is at least a 3-cell island forming here. Now, I was going to go back and count this one. Minimum here is 1, 2. Minimum there is 1. That adds up to 8. So there's 1 degree of freedom. One of those expands by 1. That's either a 2 or this is a 1, 3 pair, but they definitely include a 1 in. Now, what about this island? This digit can't be orange, or we'd have 4 cells in the same box in the same island, and we've said that's impossible. This can't be orange, or there'd be a joining together by a bridge. Right, this can't be orange for a tiny tweak on all of those rules. If that was orange, then this couldn't be orange because the island would be way too big within a box. And this couldn't be blue because you'd have an island isolated here, not joined by a bridge. So that's never orange, that's blue. This is not orange because there's no bridge. Again, loads of blue forming. Now, can that be orange? This would be a 3. This is, in fact, now a 2 or a 3, given its circle status. If that was orange, this would be a 3. I'm just thinking about what these are. This would be at least 3, 1, 4, because that's a 1 or a 2. That would add up to 8, plus at least 2 there is too many. So that is not orange, that is blue. And now we know that this circle is a 2 because of the 2 oranges it sees in its row. That's a 1, and this is a 1, 3 pair now. Now, this, and well, does this island continue to here? No. These, I don't know. Yes, these digits would have to be at least 2 and 5, plus 2 is 9, plus at least a 3 there is 12. So that's blue. We've got no bridge here, so that's blue. Now, what about these circles? No, maybe these add up to 7, first of all. They're not a 3, 4 pair, because you can't put either of those digits here. They're not a 1, 6 pair, because you can't put a 1 in either place. So they're a 2, 5 pair. And we actually, I should keep note, in my head at least, of the fact that we have found 2 of the unique islands of 9, a 2, 2, 5, and a 1, 1, 3, 4. Possibly not islands that we necessarily expected because of the repeat digits, but nonetheless islands. Now, if this, right, these can't both be blue for a multitude of reasons, but the simplest one is not being a 2 by 2. So at least one of them is orange. Can they both be orange? They have to be in an island summing to 9. The only way to do that would be to have a 135 cage here, a 135 island, and then one of the circles would be wrong. They'd have to be the same, in fact. So one of these is orange and one is blue. Now, if that's blue, it's a 6. If this is blue, then that's orange and it's a 2, and that's impossible. So that's not blue. That's orange. That's blue. That is a 6. This is now counting a region. It's not a single 9 because the circle would be wrong. So it extends to there. Does it extend 3 cells? Yes, because we can't put a 2 in the circle. It can't extend 4 cells for various reasons. We've worked out you can't have 4 island cells in a row in the same island. And also, this is a pair, one of each. So that's a 3. This is therefore orange, and this is therefore blue. This is orange because we can't have a 2 by 2. This digit is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now, and this is 6. That's what the circles mean. This is orange because otherwise we'd have islands not connected by a bridge. And now we've got an island here, which is either going 4, 2 to make this a 9, or 5, or 1, 5 in that order. But we've also got island cells here. Right, this is not an island cell, or the minimum total of these digits would be 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And they're in 2 islands that can only add up to 18. So that's blue. Does this island, can it continue? If they added up to 6, I suppose that could be a 1, 2 pair. Now, we are going to use up one of the useful 3-cell islands here, be it 342 or 315, and I don't know which it be. This is blue. Blue has to get out. I'd forgotten that. We can mark that in a couple of places. This orange is not a 9. It's not a single cell island because of the circle, so that orange has to get out. This orange might be a single cell 9, so I don't know the colour of that just by virtue of this being orange. 1, 4, 3, 6, 7. Oh, these are from 2, 5, 8 and 9. We cannot put 8 or 9 in this 3-cell island because it adds up to 9. So we've got a 2, 5 pair and an 8, 9 pair now. If that's a 5, this would have to be a 1, 3 pair in the order 1, 3. That's very likely. If that's a 2, though, then this is at least 4, because if that's a 2, that's a 5, 1 pair. I don't know. I'd better think about this circle. If this is an island, if it's an island, what number would it be? That's quite interesting. It couldn't be a 1, because that would be C and it wouldn't add up to 9 by the circle rule. It can't be a 2 because there's a 2, 5 pair looking at it. It can't be a 3 because there's a 3 looking at it. It can't look at 4 island cells in the same column. So that is blue. And it's not 6, 3, 2 or 5. It's now not 1. So it's 4, 7, 8 or 9. And these 2 must be blue as well to make the count work. Now that has to be orange to avoid a 2 by 2. And now this island did get extended. The most those 2 could add up to is 6. So this is a 2, 1 pair. That's not what I was expecting. This is making up a 6 total because now we've got 3, yes. So that we can seal off this island with a blue, then orange to avoid a 2 by 2. We'll look at those circles shortly. And we've got a 1, 2, 4, 5 triple across the top here. So that's not 4. We've got 7, 8, 9 to place. That is 7, 8 or 9, and that is telling us by the circle that there's a whole bunch of blue in at least those cells. Now, this orange has to get out because it can't be a single 9 because of the circle. I want to say it can't join on here, but I don't know that yet. Yes, I think I do, because this digit in the circle is at least a 3. In fact, it can't be a 4, because 4 in a line is too many. So that is a 3. And now that's orange, and that's where orange stops as it looks down here. And now we can't have a 4th orange in the box. So this is an isolated island, more isolated than the others because there's no bridge to it. So those are both blue as well. This digit is now not 7. There's only one place for 7 in the top row. That's a 1-2 pair, so that's a 4. And now we can do the additions. Now we have to note in our brains that we have a 1-3-5 island here and a 1-2-2-4 island there. And those are unique. Now, we've had the 1-3-5 island. This must be a 2-3-4 island to not be the same. So that's a 2-4 pair, 1 and 2 there. So we've had 3 different 3-cell islands. We do still have 1-2-6 available, and maybe others with repeat digits. Yeah, I don't know about that. This digit could still be a single 9. I have a feeling, I've had a feeling from the beginning that we probably will find a single 9 island somewhere in the puzzle, but I don't know. That 7 and that 8 or 9 go in these cells in the box, but I don't know which is which. 7, 1, 3, 2, 4. These digits are from 5, 6, 8, 9. The 3 in row 2 is there. These are from 5, 6, 8, 9 too. So these digits include 5 and 6. Now, is that 8 or 9? That all depends on whether this cell gets blued or oranged. Some of this must be orange down here. There's got to be an island down here, and it's going to have quite a big digit in it, I presume. Yes, one of these must be orange because we mustn't have blue 2x2s. Right, we're moving along nicely, but I don't know what's next. This is next. How many blue cells does this see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if there's a blue there, it sees 8. Otherwise, it's 6. This one can't be 1 or 4. It can't be 5 because that would see too many cells in the row. That is a 2 or a 3. If it's a 2, this is a 7. If it's a 3... well, this can't be a 3-cell island, so it would have to have another digit. And no, I don't know. Yeah, it couldn't, if this is a 3, I think there's problems, but let me try and see if that's right. If that's a 3, these are all orange. We can't extend to there, or we've got 4 oranges in a row. So we could extend to there or to there. But if we extended to here, these digits would be a 3-4 pair, and that's too many. So the only way it could be a 3 is in a T shape like that, where this digit would see 1, 2, and 3, and that's impossible. That would have to be a 4, and they would be a 1, 2. Hang on, I said the only, yes, that is the only way that could be a 3, and that's failed. So that's a 2. I was going to say this is a 7. I don't know that because this shape could curl. So that's blue is what I know from that being a 2. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Now, by Sudoku, there's a 2 in one of those cells. That doesn't mean that this is a 2-cell island because that could still be a 9 and that could be an Ocean 2. In 1492, Columbus sailed the Ocean 2. 2 and 4. Oh, what's this digit? Right, if this is blue, that's orange because of this digit in the circle. So if that's blue, it's either a 1 or a 4. If it's orange, it could only see a maximum of 3 cells. In fact, orange won't work because it would have to be a 1. It sees 2 and 3, and then it would be shut off as a 1-cell region, which doesn't add to 9. So that is blue. That is now orange. This digit is now known as an 8. I do want to check my maths. 7, yeah, plus 1 is 8. Okay, that's an 8, that's a 9, that's 8. This blue is 1 or 4. And it can be a 1 in blue. That's not a problem. This... hang on. That's a 5, 6, 9 triple now in the box. And now that's an 8, 7 pair. This group is known as a 4, 5, 9 triple. I was thinking I might be able to deduce what's in here. 7, 1, 3, 2, 4. Can this be a single 9? Actually, it still could be. Yeah, okay. I don't know whether that's a 1 or a 4, although I know 4 has to be in this group of cells. Okay, I don't know the answer there. I don't still know whether that's blue or not. These digits are 3, 5, 6, and 8 in some order. That's on an island and could still be a single cell. I would love to have found the single cell 9 that I believe occupies the map somewhere, because then I could know that every other orange island wasn't a single cell by the uniqueness rule, which maybe I'm not using enough. So is this orange? This region? Wow, you see, it could even go into there. 2 and a 3 there and a 1, 3 pair? No, it can't. I think I can colour this blue, which is quite interesting. If that was orange, it wouldn't be allowed to have a bridge there, so it would have to join on here. And this is too many, because the minimum here is 1 and 4. Look at that cell. And the minimum here is a 3, and that would add up to 10. So that's blue. Now, this island is either 2 cells big or 3 cells big. If it's 3 cells big, what are these two? They add to 7 without using 6 or 5. They would be a 3-4 pair, but we've had a 3-2-4 island. So no, that is a 2-cell island with a 7 there. And we've had a 2-7 island now. Interesting. And we've got all these blues. Now, do we know this digit, this colour? Not really. I wanted to say that this couldn't be alone as an island now, but because these can't all be blue, but islands can be, of course, isolated like that one was. So we could have another island down here. So I don't think that is available for me to say. Circles. We've got that 1 or 4, that 6 or 8. They are telling us, if we know what they are, about the blue or orange in those cells. This one got nothing on at the moment. If it's orange, the most number of cells it could see is 5. It couldn't be a 5 because they'd all be orange, including a run of too many. If it's orange, it's 3 or 4. If it's blue, it couldn't see that cell because that would have to be orange to avoid a 2 by 2. So if it's blue, it's 4 or 6, depending on whether that is blue or orange. Well, I mean, that was a bit interesting, but it didn't butter my parsnips for me. 3, 2, 4 there. We've got an 8 in one of these cells. 5, 2, 1, 3. There's an 8 in one of those as well. What about this island? This digit is not... Well, if that was a 9 on its own, that's a 5, 6, 8 triple. This would have to be orange as well to avoid a 2 by 2. And that would be 6. I mean, it works fine, doesn't it? Whereas if this is in that island too, then these 2 or 3, it certainly can't be all 4 that add up to 9. So it would be those 2. It would either be 5, 4 or 8, 1. Those 2 can't both be islands. That's sort of interesting. So for this to be orange is impossible. Yeah, for this to be orange is impossible, because you can't cut them off with a blue there, and you can't join them up because they'd add up to too many. So that's blue, and that's 4 in the corner. Right, now, has that stopped this being a single 9? No, I don't think it has. In fact, it's made it quite difficult for this to be a 2-cell island. It couldn't be 5-4 or 6-3 or 9 anything. It would have to be 8-1. So this is either part of a 2-cell island that goes 8-1, or it's a single 9 island on its own. That's strange. If that's blue, this is orange. If that's orange, this is blue. So that's a domino. One of each. This. Don't know much about this. 2. Oh, that's a 2 by Sudoku in the column. That didn't affect this cell. In fact, it does place a 2 there. That's quite, well, it's not going to help. Well, or is it? You see, this isn't now a 2-cell island. Can this be on an island at all? By the uniqueness rule, that could be interesting, because the island couldn't be a 2, 3, 4 island. It can't be bigger than 3 cells, and it can't be a 2-cell island. If this is on an island, if this is orange, this is in a 1, 2, 6 island, which is interesting but not conclusive. If it's not in an island, so this is either in a the 1, 2, 6 island would need its 6 here. So this would be a 1, otherwise it's a single 9, which looks a lot like that cell at a distance. Interesting, but not, again, conclusive. Right. And there's lots of 2-cell islands we haven't used, a 4, 5, a 3, 6, and a 1, 8 so far. Okay, I'm coming back to you, orange cell. Now, if that's orange, this is also orange. Ah, that's interesting. That is interesting. If that's orange, that's also orange, because there's no bridge between those two. And if that's orange and that's orange, this is a 3 or a 4. This can't be 1 or 2, so that would also be orange. These 2 cells would add up to at least 3 and 4. Oh, look, there's a way to do that. If it was 3, 4, 1, 1, that would replicate this island. That's why it's not allowed. This is not orange. That's quite complicated. That's blue. This is now orange, and there's no connection here, so that's orange, no bridge. So that's a 1, and that's a 6, and this island is complete. There was no other way to make it up, because we've used the 2, 3, 4 island. Excellent. Now that didn't resolve this. It did take 6 out of a couple of cells, including this one, which is now a 4. It's got to be a blue 4, and that's orange. Oh, have we used all the 3-cell cages? What are these digits? I bet that's a 1. This is at least 3. I don't know. But this has to be orange by the 2 by 2 rule. And there's no bridge connection there. So this is orange as well. This is a massive region in the terms in which we're now talking. That can't be a 1. That's at least a 3, and that could be a 1. This one, though, is at least a 3. Hang on. If those two are at least 3s, that's it. They're maxed. That's a maxed 2, or sorry, they're minimized as 3. That's minimized as a 2, and that's a 1. And we've got a new island in 1, 2, 3, 3 that is seed off, oceaned off by blue. Okay, excellent. Now, I mean, there's got to be a lot of Sudoku that's thrown up. That's a 1. That's a 3. There's got to be a lot of Sudoku done as a result of this. 1, 4, 2, 6. There's a 7 in 1. I mean, I've just got to find the Sudoku now. That 2 is looking at a 4 there. 5, 1, 2, 3. We need a 6 here. That's the sort of thing that's not simple to see when you're not looking for it. That's not a 3. The only place for 3 in the middle column is there now. 5, 6, 2, 1, 3, 7. 4, 8, 9 to place in column 4. Yeah, I mean, the way to do this is by Sudoku now. That is a strong feeling. One of those is a 1. 3 is in one of those cells. 4 is in one of those two. This, I mean, we're going to get to this area of 3 islands. That is 3 islands, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly, and no more. Because you can't join this one up to any of those without having too many. So this is 3 different islands, and at least one of them is 1 cell big and is the 9 that I knew would be in this puzzle somewhere. That's very strange as an idea. And in fact, for only one of them to be 1 cell big, no, that's okay, 1, 2, 2, or 2, 1, 2. It doesn't tell me which one is the one island that is 1 cell big. However, no, I was going to say they all see that digit. That's not true. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting overexcited about an island thing. Now, that's a 4, 7, 8, 9 quad. So that's 5, 5, 9, 4. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light proving its position. Those are from 9, 7, 8. These from 5, 7, 8. That one can't be a 7 again. 1 in the bottom row, not sure. Right, come on. I'm going to have to use these islands now. The bridges are not really relevant to what I'm doing. 3, 2, 4. There is an 8 in one of those. 7 in this box is known. That's there. That's not a 7 now. This is 5, 6, 8, or 9. That's quite a difficult digit to put on an island, as is that one. So, if that was a 9, this would be a 1, and that would be an 8, and this would be a 4, 5 pair. That works fine. That's so strange. That's probably what is going on. In fact, 7 here is in one of those 2 cells. It cannot be here because that island would, it can't be here and orange is the truth. Actually, that's not the conclusion I need. Oh, okay, so 9 could just be there. There was a way. 9 being there is going to make this a 2 cell island of 3, 6. That's impossible. So 9 is not there. That is a 1, and that's in an island with an 8. There we go. This is blue. Well, I say there we go as if that's going to do all the remaining islands. It's not, because I've still got a 2 and a 1. One of these 2 cells is a 9, so that's not 8 or 9. That's 5 or 6. That's a 5, 6, 8 triple. So this is 1 in the box, and that is 4 or 9. So, if that's a 9, if that's a 9, this is a 4, 5 pair. If that's a 9, this is a 4, 5 pair. So 9, 4, and 5 live in those cells, and this is a 6 or 7. And the odd one out is not a 5. The one that's not in an island here is not 4, 5, or 9. It's 6 or 7. Oh man, I can't believe that's not done. 8 there, sees that cell. That's a 5. That's a 7. This is a 5. That's not 5. That's not 5 either. Now we're going. 6 is not on the islands. That is in the ocean. That's orange, part of a 4. Sorry, that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to get rid of the 7. Part of a 4, 5 pair. And we found the 9 island I suspected would always be Treasure Island the whole time down here. That's a 7. That's a 6 by Sudoku. We can remove 4 from those. This circle has been done for ages and I just didn't notice it. That would probably have helped things a lot. Any other circles I didn't fill in? No. The rest is just filling in the puzzle, which is great. I love it when puzzles get to this stage. That's not a 5. Right, that's become an 8. In this row I've cunningly put 2 8s in because I think I've misprinted this digit somehow, which was a 1. So that's a 4, that's a 6. That's a 7, that's 9, that's 8. 7 and 8 there. Sorry about the typo that I introduced at a late stage. I don't know quite how I did that. 1, 5. I'm sure I hadn't done it earlier because I've seen that not looking like a weird cage before. This is a 9. That's 6, that's 5, and finally 6 and 9. There we go. Unique islands of 9 created. What a clever puzzle. Good old Scruffamudder's done it again. Brilliant stuff. Intriguing. I really enjoyed that journey through the map to finding what I believe was Treasure Island down in the south. We'll see you again tomorrow, I hope, on Cracking the Cryptic. Do join us for some more weird variant Sudoku. Bye for now.